Hi, my name is Olivia Bohl, and I'm a student at Northern Michigan University in Marquette, Michigan. I am double majoring in Spanish and International Studies with a concentration in Latin America. Growing up in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, I wasn't exposed to a lot of different cultures, but learning Spanish changed that. When my school offered a Costa Rica exchange program, I jumped at the opportunity. My family hosted 2 exchange students, but my trip was canceled due to COVID. I was devastated, but I promised myself I'd make it there one day. My first international trip was to Mexico in 2021, where I first discovered my love for Spanish-speaking countries. Being my first time communicating with native speakers, I fell in love with the language even more. I've since been back twice, each trip challenging me in new ways. On my most recent visit, I brought my camera and created a series called Being Seen for my photography class. In 2023, I traveled to Puerto Rico through an NMU class, where we met with local leaders to learn how communities came together to rebuild after Hurricane Maria. Despite being a U.S. territory, Puerto Rico has a strong, independent identity, and witnessing its resilience gave me a deeper appreciation for Latin America's cultural complexity. And of course, I finally made it to Costa Rica twice. On my first visit, my dad and I reconnected with my exchange students, and on my second, I took my first solo trip to volunteer at the Sea Turtle Reserve. While we had several responsibilities, such as working in the butterfly garden, checking the hatchery, and monitoring the native animals, our main purpose was the night walks. Each night, we patrolled the beach, searching for sea turtle nests to protect from poachers and predators. I went almost the entire week without seeing a turtle or eggs, while also battling an awful illness I caught on the plane. But in the final hour of our shift, my partner spotted something in the distance, an olive ridley sea turtle laying her eggs. I helped tag her for monitoring, but she was not having it. There I was, desperately trying to hold on, as she's flipping sand at me and dragging me down the beach to the ocean. So eventually, we got the tag on her, obviously, collected the eggs to bring back to the hatchery, and then we're on our way. I left the reserve the next morning running on 3 hours of sleep, and with a scar from one of her flippers, which I later turned into my first tattoo. This fall, while studying abroad, I plan to add the phrase Pura Vida to personalize it even more. I guess all of that is to say that not all of traveling is glamorous. Things don't go as planned, you get sick, the culture shock, but there is beauty and vulnerability, and that's what makes it an adventure. Sometimes the most incredible moments happen when you least expect them. Whether translating for my team in Mexico, or experiencing Puerto Rican resilience firsthand, or wrestling a sea turtle in Costa Rica, each of these trips have deepened my love for Latin America. I had hoped to study abroad earlier, but last year I was navigating several health challenges, adjusting to new diagnoses and balancing meds, which made it difficult to leave home for an extended period of time. Traveling with chronic illnesses presents its own unique challenges, but it has also given me a perspective that makes me more grateful for every travel opportunity. Every time I travel, I leave wanting more. This semester in Monte Verde is my chance to fully immerse myself, not just in the Spanish language, but in daily life, traditions, and new perspectives. Studying abroad is about more than academics. It's about discomfort, taking risks, and going beyond the classroom. Plus, the nature photography course caught my attention immediately. I recently upgraded my camera specifically for wildlife photography, and I can't wait to learn from the best surrounded by Monte Verde's biodiversity. I love sharing my experiences through photography, storytelling, and social media. For me, travel photography is about more than just capturing moments. It's about telling a story. I already document my travels on Instagram, curating posts that highlight my adventures while keeping it real. And yes, I probably bring up my sea turtle story a little too often. After college, I plan to stay in town and continue encouraging students from small communities like mine to explore beyond their comfort zones. Thank you so much for your time and consideration. I'm so incredibly grateful for this opportunity, and I can't wait to share what I learn. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go finish packing because I leave for Nicaragua in less than 12 hours. Ciao!